But I want to welcome you guys back. And, this is just basically, me following me on my journey through music production, through just getting better altogether. This is bigger than music, something a little bit different. Last show, of course, I was doing the breakdown on how to fix a pair of studio monitors. Wound up saving me about $250 as opposed to spending $25. And the episode before that, what you're looking at right now, you're looking at the thumbnail for that. That was the Waves plugin review. If you missed that sale, I don't know what to tell you. A lot of times I put pretty interesting PSAs in here. And, you guys, if you are subscribed and you missed it, I'll try my best to get more information back to you. If you go to Doc Freeman Show .beatstars.com, you can sign up for a mailing list. You can hit me up, you can email me however you can on social medias. You see them up there. But yeah, let's get into it. Today I was just going to be looking at a couple of things in Machine that I had discovered and making some melodies. Just coming up with a couple of melodies. You may or may not see the end result of this on this episode, but if you don't, I will definitely be back with something and give you guys the full spiel. But, enough talking. I don't want to sit here and talk you guys' ears off. You came to see something, and I came to entertain and show you what it is that I'm doing. And maybe you can pick up some of the tips that I have. Maybe you could drop your criticisms in the comment section. Like, dislike, share, subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing, because I want this channel to build. And, basically want to be inspired and stay inspired. So without further ado, let's get into it. So one of the cool things that I came across my journey here was this melody that I got going on. You guys may or may not like it. You let me know, but this is just really for the purposes of what I'm trying to do here. And trying to show is sidechaining, especially in this one. So first things first. So we're going to talk about sidechaining and melodies. This melody here is in E minor, G major-ish. And this is what I got for that. I could do this the easy way, right? Solo that out. Sorry, guys. So I got myself an 8-bar melody right there. And what I plan to do is add some bass. But see, when you add bass, you know what's going to come next. It's going to be drums. So with the drums, so graciously given through the community drive on Native Instruments. And to talk a little bit more about the community drive, a lot of dope artists came together and they made their own kits. And I'm pretty sure you know who this gentleman is right here. One of the greatest, at least in my opinion, to do his thing as far as music production and hip hop, pop songs, you name it. So you got the Just Blaze kit. And if you notice here too, what I did, I added the supercharger. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. You just did something on Waves not that long ago and getting all these Waves plugins, so why didn't you use that for sidechaining? Why didn't you use the sidechain compressor? Good question. So the reason why I did that is because with the supercharger, you can double click it to bring it back if you're on a Mac. I'm sorry, if you're on a PC. If you're on a Mac, you can do the same. So what I did, I double clicked here, brought it up. Of course, you see I didn't use a preset really. Didn't do anything. I just clicked the sidechain button. Then after doing that, of course, what I did, you go to sidechain input, and it allows you to select where it's coming from. So I select the Just Blaze kit. So if I don't do that, let's take that off for right now. And I let the drums play. You know, even without EQing and everything else, really to put everything in its place, you know, panning, mixing all together, of course it's not going to sound really high. You want it to sound right off top. But see, there's a difference. Let me stop it and go back to where I was. Notice I grabbed the whole group, and not individual sounds are just the kick, because that snare has some space on it too. You know, space is definitely an instrument. So select the whole kit. There's a little trick after this too. I'll tell you guys about that afterwards. So let's play it now with that on there. If you notice, it's working. So it's squashing the bass in a sense to make space for the drums. So that's how you can tell it's working. So that's one thing that I kind of been separating and just switching off from, is just instead of using Waves, I just went over and started using the supercharger for the side chaining. Depending on what it is sometimes, because sometimes you can pick just about anything on here. Machine Software is pretty good at that, and being able to use your side chain through different plugins that they have through their Native Instruments access. So, you know, moving forward, of course, yeah, I was trying to find a perfect melody. So if you just have, for me, if I have muddy drums in the middle of trying to put something together, or, you know, the bass and the drums aren't meshing well, or if it's something else, if it's a vocal sample or whatever, I have to jump directly in and start sidechaining. Somebody asked me before, you know, why are you, you know, starting to add these type of plugins at this stage of what you're doing? That's just the way how I work anyway. A lot of times, especially lately, I've just been taking my time instead of just, you know, trying to chop something up, rush and do it. But that's just my own preference. You know, shout out to anybody else, however you do it. There's a lot of really dope people out here, especially in this community, that put stuff together like that. And you know, that, yeah, again, big shout out to them. So finding melodies. So definitely the key with that, you know, definitely know what key you're in. Try to find out what key you're in. There's a lot of different software that does that. So I'm going to do this. So while this is playing by itself, let me add this in here. This isn't really what this is used for, but this is a really cool Waves plugin that I like. So Ovox, yeah, let me turn that off. I apologize. That's really obnoxious, you know, when you're trying to talk or when you're trying to hear someone and then you got an effect like that going. So already knowing what key that I'm in, I can make my own, what did I say? E minor, G major. So let's just go to G. Knowing where we're already at, it helps, because, you know, if I want to use other melodies to accompany the one that I'm already using, I can use this guy right here to create my synth. And it also has a MIDI out function as well. so it controls other instruments. I mean, how crazy is that? Sometimes we have some issues inside a machine as far as routing as opposed to other DAWs. So like if you're using something like Ableton or Pro Tools or Logic or some of my older heads that are still using stuff like Audition or Cool Edit, that's a throwback right there. Yeah, all those have different ways of routing. But see, here's the thing with Machine. So with me to do this as far as the MIDI out, we're going to get to that in a minute. But I'm going to set up this guy right here. Actually, I'm going to take that off the group. There's a cool way you can do it. You can just do cut. I can throw it right here. Paste. Boom. So let's fool around with the sound on this before we do it. And, who knows? Maybe I'll take this, maybe I'll just bust this out. Or I'll get the MIDI from it. I'll probably just bust it out, just to give the sound a little bit more character instead of just using a piano the way how it sounds already. Let's try to be different a little bit. See, it sounds like a broken electric keyboard now. I like that a little bit, actually. Nah, it's starting to get out of key. Yeah, that sounds crazy right there. Now see this sound right here, what I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut that. And I guess that's what I name it, cut that. Just that easy. Gotta have something to associate it with. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put it here, paste it right there. Back to key sweetener. See, with the routing, you can go directly to output, MIDI, Ovox. See, I need to go to 2. That's not gonna work either, huh? Alright, so we use the aux. See how it's still muddy? So with this, what I think I'm gonna do, let me get this to 0. You can fine tune on the knobs too if you hold shift. See, it's only moving slowly, about 1/10 increment, so that's cool. Now it says 0, so I can go back Ovox channel. I'm gonna just call this keys bus. I'm gonna grab another supercharger. Over here to sidechain input. See it working? Just right there, created just a little bit of space. I mean, we're not doing, EQing or anything right off top right now, but just, trying to layer it a little bit, work with the volume. Might be able to change the keyboard up a little bit. Definitely change the sound. So let's change the sound on this from, actually, let me share this with y'all. Show you what I'm using. I'm using Addictive Keys. Thinking about trying a different piano VST. You know what, if you guys have suggestions on that, drop those. Let me know what you guys are using. What do you think? Let's add some strings to it. Alright, I like this right here, the ambient one. I'll keep that same tune on it. So let's go to our friend here. So that's really just the first melody that just popped into my head right there. I have a couple other melodies here as well. But what I want to do, I'm going to check out, see what some strings that sound like on here. So we're going to go back to another one of these VSTs that I like using right now, which is Arcade. Let's see what we got going on. As far as strings. That was cool. That's nasty. But you know, I think I'm gonna try this one. That's crazy. Right real quick. right. So that's the beauty of arcade. Arcade is not really something that you want to use for everything. Just basically use that to build everything off of. I mean, honestly, I could have even taken this and chopped this a little bit further. There's some other things that I'm thinking of doing with this as well. Um, but hey, just like that, we got 16 bars or something that we can use. And I got two other melodies that I was playing around with as well. So let's see what we got going on here. Maybe I might have the beginning of something. Maybe I should do like the title and just cut that. I don't know. Y'all can let me know that in the comments as well. I take everything as constructive criticism, and I might have missed some steps in here too that you might have done as well. Let's talk about that. Or maybe not, because not everybody wants to, talk about things like that openly. Because I know, we got our different sauce and stuff like that. But a couple of things that I just really wanted to highlight was, you have options with, features like sidechaining. So, to go back to that before, playing it, showing how it can all come together. And, wrapping up, I just want to show again, let's go back to the bass. So, we use Supercharger as our sidechain compressor. Supercharger can be used for, like, I like using it personally for low end stuff, or just bringing everything together sometimes on just like a basic 2-track mix. The parallel compression was pretty cool. I probably won't use it for that now since I got my Waves bundle. But yeah, I grabbed Supercharger, also grabbed Bass Rider. If anything, especially if you're making, low end heavy type music, and you're using some type of bass, whether it's acoustic or electric, a synth, what have you, I really recommend this. I love this. This is probably one of my favorite plugins. Something that will always be open in a session is Bass Rider. And of course I'm using it as a mono because the sample here is a mono. And going back to sidechaining, got everything going there. Just one simple input source. Got my kicks triggering it. As far as the output, I'm sorry, not my kicks. I have my group triggering it. I'm tripping. So I don't even have to do that from here. I can do that all from this channel. So there's no outs. So most likely it's not going to record the audio being sent. It's just going to record what the audio is doing, which is squashing the bass itself. So, getting back to it, I got my strings in here. At least I got one take of them. Let's see how it stacks up with the other version of the keys that I played. This is a verse portion. Who knows right now? But I guess that's what we'll call it. So I'm gonna do something cool here with this one, which is I'm gonna make this part of a group, like all the kicks on this one. And even though we got one straggling right here. So what you can do on your controller is just hit pad mode, and at the bottom of the screen it should say choke, send, link. So what you want to do, you want to link. So with the kick, put that on link group 1. Put that as a send. So link group 2 is going to be this other kick. So it's grabbing that now too. Let's stack all of them. Let's stack 3 of them. Let's do the same thing with the snare. So we'll put that on too. So we got another snare here. Put that on Definitely got to do some controller work behind this. This is just a basic, a basic 1-2 right here. This isn't me like, really working out as far as the drums or chopping, a drum loop or a drum break or something like that. This is just for a basic idea. But I think I may take this a little bit further. I don't know what y'all think, but if you want to drop what you think here, drop it in the comments. Please make sure also that you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. I think that's all for today. I don't want to wear out my welcome here. For those of you who are watching live, thank you. For those of you who are watching after the fact, I'd like to say thank you as well. And what else are we gonna say here? I don't think we really have anything else left to say, but see you guys on the next turnaround.